Oh, hey, welcome to the A Show. Welcome to this edition of Unpopular Review, AEW NXT Review. Bad Guy Champ here. I come in with friends, tag team partners. We're kind of like the Super Friends, Avengers, we're all that. We're not the Snyder Cut, but we're cooler. Boom. So, Bad Guy Champ here with my tag team partner, my manager, Evo Dos de Malachi. Come on down, man. The man with the fingers.
That gold looks so good draped on your shoulder. My God, man. So beautiful, and the belt was pretty too. I have to tell you, I really enjoyed AEW tonight, but I think for all the wrong reasons, and I blame Kaden. And for those of you who watched the Kaden cut review of Justice League, you'll understand why. And if you didn't watch the Kaden cut Justice League review, you're a fool, and you need to do so. It's on YouTube. And, if you want to, you should see the Unpopular Review Entertainment Division's Justice League review first, so that you can see silliness first, and then facts and logic second. Hey, back to wrestling.
And that's the beauty about this beautiful brand, because we have a balance of that. You got your silly, and then you got your straight to the point. But we're not alone, right? Evil Dose, we have our partner of the other tag team partner, the Steamin' one, Steamin' Willie Beamin. Come on down.
Yo. What's cracking, UTR Universe, man? This is your man, Steamin' Willie Beamin. And we definitely gonna bring y'all the A show tonight, man. You got the bad guy champ who's draped in gold. You got the evil one, the evil Dose Malachi right there. He's the anchor of this. And we got young boy, young punk. He still got the Similac behind his ears. On his breath, he still wet behind the ears. And we got the young boy Kaden looking like your favorite, your favorite Steve Urkel. And we about to bring it on, man.
So let's bring him in, the young one, That So Kaden.
What's up?
There we go.
He's bringing the personality tonight.
I absolutely. He came in he was very thrilled with that. I felt the energy there. Yes. Gentlemen, we're here to discuss both NXT and AEW. Usually the best way how we handle it, we give AEW the floor and then NXT take over. So, gentlemen, why don't you guys tell us what happened, what went down, what was going on in AEW? Did someone get a hashtag, fire something? Did Cody make a grand intro? Take over.
Oh, maybe some of those things, maybe all of those things. Who knows? It's so unpredictable. Well, we start with a top-tier match with Kenny Omega, the AEW champion, facing Matt Sydal. Come on, man. Kenny comes in doing the forbidden gesture. The forbidden door is kicked over. No, not that forbidden door. The one where you go like this on TV. He did the Benoit slitting of the throat. Ooh. Oh, we should all know that Matt Sydal earned this shot to earn a shot at the title by defeating Michael Nakazawa on Dark Elevation. So, important stuff. Do not miss Dark Elevation. So, hello, Mike Riggs.
Hey, Mike, what's going on, Mike?
At some point during the commentary, Tony Schiavone accused Tony Khan of not keeping his word. They had to clarify his use of pronouns and that he meant that Kenny Omega didn't keep his word. This needed to be a squash match. It wasn't. There were at least 12 Hurricane Ranas delivered by Matt Sydal on Kenny Omega. So it was a Hurricane Rana super party. The match was about 15 minutes, which was about 10 minutes too long. 15 minutes match between a no one and Kenny Omega. Mike Sydal was at ringside. He didn't even play a factor in it, so that wasn't even an excuse why the match went so long. Anyway, so that was head scratcher number one. Why do they give so much offense to Matt Sydal? And why do they diminish their world champion by making him allow so much offense to Matt Sydal? It's just, we already did last week, amateur versus professional, and clearly it's still amateur booking this week. At least they could have rehabilitated this nonsense by making it a squash. Kaden.
So I know I've been on board with you about criticizing the booking of this match. It didn't make sense to have Matt Sydal in this position in the first place, although I was excited to watch it. Taking everything out of consideration, talking about all the booking, storyline-ness, everything out of this match that I agree went too long. It should have probably been 5 to 7 minutes. So you could have probably cut half of the match at least. They give a lot to Sydal that they didn't need to give. It was an entertaining match in my opinion. I enjoyed watching it. That said, I do agree with you, Evil Dose. Again, like I just said, probably could have cut half of that match at least. Seidel had way too much. I thought at the end, they did way too many of Kenny's about to finish him off, but Seidel got that one last little thing in there he was gonna actually end up winning. He did about one too many times.
At least.
That was one of the issues I had. I think Seidel had way too many comebacks that were not needed. They kept going to the same boat, and at the end, it kind of lost me in the last 5 minutes. I was like, okay, they're continuing this trope of Seidel's got him. He got the reversal. Oh my God. Mm-hmm. That being said, though, again, entertaining match. I thought Kenny looked really good, and I thought it made Kenny look a little strong. It kind of got his moveset being shown. He didn't get to show it as much in the Moxley feud since that was a lot more of hardcore style and going more to Moxley's than to Kenny's. So it gets Kenny's style shown again.
Well, he did about 10 V-triggers. I don't think Kenny needs to get his style shown. People know his style. He's a AEW original. He's been there since day one. So if they don't know it by now, if they don't know him by now, they will never ever know him. Get it? Listen, I agree with you. If this was an indie show, this would be a good match and a good entertaining match. However, it's an episodic TV show with stories, and the stories matter. So, yes, in a vacuum, this was a good match. I mean, they performed well. So people are going to say that was a banger. Those people are wrong because they don't understand episodic wrestling versus exhibition wrestling. Now, before we cut it to NXT, there was another segment before the commercial, and this was the Dark Order in their clubhouse, in their fraternity house.
They were in a tree?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, in their tree house, okay. With the Magic School Bus. And they were pumping up John Silver for his match later in the night. And who was in there hanging out with them and smiling and partying it up? That's right, Kaden. Our first Suck It Kaden moment. Adam Hangman Page still hanging out with the Dark Order, despite you saying he's done with the Dark Order.
I never said no. I said the Dark Order was done with Matt Hardy I said Hangman was done with Matt Hardy. I never said the Dark Order was done with Matt Hardy or Hangman.
Is that right? Because that's another Suck It Kaden coming up later. No spoiler alert.
I said they were ditching the money part of the story. That's what I said. I have the receipts to prove that.
They're ditching the money. It was the only good part of the story, but you're right.
I will admit, though, there is another Suck It Kaden coming later that I will have to suck it.
Oh my God! Now don't
wait a minute. Time out. I hate to interrupt you guys, but Kaden, you said you're gonna have to do what?
It's not what you think, Willie. Don't worry.
These men mind in the gutter. Mind in the gutter.
Can we get a pause?
I know why his mind is there because my mind is there as well. But
and everyone who watched this was there too. Said, "Wait, what?"
No. Well, our fans are loyal fans.
They are loyal.
That's right.
They are loyal. You guys are great. You stayed up after 10 just to watch us and talk about some good old wrestling.
Indeed.
Mike Rich says he has respect for you. That's okay. That's good. And so do we. The young lad of UPR.
Listen, if anybody saw the Kaden cut, they would know that there are things to respect about the young fella.
I respect the hairdo. Good stuff.
He's getting smarter every week, I'm telling you. I'm so proud of my work with him.
Well, before we get into NXT, I got to address this comment by Elvis Martinez saying that I'm scared of David when obviously I was the one that issued the challenge first to David. And, his little rat ass decided, you know what? I'm going to go hide and try to change this into the match that I've studied for and trained for about a year now.
Take a breath. His little rat ass. Okay, continue.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Well, let's be clear.
So if you want to, David last night, actually, let me get this clip showing of what David said on Monday night.
Today, we're supposed to get a response from you to Kaden's challenge, right?
This guy, Kaden, thinks he's tough just because he puts out a challenge. And you know what? This is... I'm going to respond to this challenge right now, actually. So, when it comes to Kaden, I mean, I don't even know how to put this in words, but if we're going to have this match, it's not going to be on your terms. It's going to be on mine. So, this is not going to be a boxing match. This is going to be a wrestling match. That's right. You heard that correctly. whenever this wrestling match is going to be held, I don't know. That's up to me because, like I said, this is on my terms, not yours. But in terms of your challenge, make it a wrestling match, I accept.
Ladies and gentlemen, I will be responding to the technician at 11 p.m. on the hour, and you will see if I will accept his change to the match to change it from a boxing to a wrestling match.
So a few things.
Go ahead,
I
have two things. One, I would like to amend my little rat's ass comment to say little chicken shit heels ass. And the second thing is I noticed he said, I'll decide when it's going to be. So it's going to be like his 34th birthday. I mean,
can I say something about that challenge? And Kaden, I just want you to know.
Willie knows.
David. Oh, poor David. It took him a whole fucking year to accept a promo battle challenge from Dylan after Charmaine spanked his ass in the first promo battle. So you know what I'd do if I was you? I'd make him wait. I wouldn't even glorify with him answer because he doesn't even deserve an answer. Now I understand you want to do it for the fans, and I understand that, but even the fact that he try to act like it's on his terms and things like that, I would say wholeheartedly, put it on your terms, Kaden, because he definitely doesn't deserve a media response. He's not worth a media response, and the reason why he's acting so quote unquote tough is because he feels like you're new, and he feels like he can kind of bully you. So I would make his candy ass wait if I was you, Kaden. I wouldn't even dignify with an answer tonight.
There you go. So 11 p.m. So we make it clear because yes, there we go. My question is, are you? Was you auditioning for Rocky IV? What's going on there? Is like a bunch of snow in the background? Was you jogging or something, getting prepared for this? I don't know what's going on there, but like I said, 11 p.m. We're gonna hear from Kaden. Kaden's the other cut. There you go.
Less than 25 minutes.
All Kaden has to say to this is, if he dies, he dies.
He dies.
Yeah, UPR is not responsible for that.
That's
Everybody dies.
He must break him.
He must break him. My main man right there, yes. And good job. I wanted to acknowledge him because he's great.
He is pretty great.
No, he is. I agree.
No, he's really great.
He's really, really great.
God damn it, bad guy.
No, it's bad guy champ. We gotta get it right, manager. Come on, bad guy champ to the yes.
You know what? You're right. I'm wrong. He is really great, bad guy champ.
There you go. See, that's great. But instead of talking about how great we are, let's talk about NXT. Willie, let's talk about the very first match. We have Io Shirai against Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai. It was okay opening. I'm not gonna even little backstage story. I was watching this match and having a conversation about the greatest superhero movie ever. So I was trying to balance both, which I did very well, sort of. And I look at this match. This match was really Mike sitting there saying he's on your side, Kaden. Good job. You got the support of the UPR Nation, the UPR universe. I don't like the universe name. Let's just say Nation. I like Nation.
Yeah,
but
UPR Nation.
UPR Nation. Let's do that. Universe. I feel like someone already have something with it. They call people in this universe or something like that. I don't know. But you have this tag match. This match really was designed as a vehicle for Raquel.
I've got something.
Yes.
Unpopular Reviewniverse. Reviewniverse.
I like that. That's so creative. Oh my God, is everyone okay? What is
that? Someone call Alex Shelley.
Oh my God, I just heard. Okay, so this match was designed for Raquel. She pins Zoe Starks. There was this really cool spot where she went for a big boot and she just caught it in time and hit that one-arm power bomb. And towards the end, she looks at Io and says, "Watch this." And as Io is on the apron and she tries to get back in the ring, Raquel picks up Zoe for the powerbomb again, and then hits a big boot to Io, knocking her out the ring, and then pins Zoe Stark. I thought this was really good for oh god, it was a really good. It was a really good. It was good for Gonzalez because obviously they're building her up. They're trying to make her look strong and dominant, making her look like a complete threat for the NXT Women's Championship. What did you think about it, Willie?
Excuse me.
Live television.
Never change, Willie. Never change, please.
But it's actually like you said, a vehicle that's leading the takeover, making Raquel Gonzalez look strong and as a formidable opponent. I mean, Popeyes. Gotta love the Popeyes, y'all. Gotta love the Popeyes.
Not for nothing. I'm sorry. Just to throw us off, Popeyes is way better than KFC. I just wanted to throw that out there.
But it's just to make it look, I guess, even more formidable if she beats Io at Takeover coming, which I don't think she is. And like I said, it was a decent tag match. They did what it was supposed to do, I guess, leading up to the Takeover coming up in a couple of weeks. To make it, I guess, make it a formidable match. Like she's a dominant, massive woman, and so like I said, she got the chest of a 10-year-old boy. Sometimes I don't know what's going on. Yes, indeed, spicy, baby. Yes, indeed, spicy. So, those are the things. Like I said, NXT was all right tonight. It was all right tonight. Yes, I am. Whoever that is. If that's Chris, I don't know who that is, but yes, I am. Yes, I am. But
and just for the chat, I mean, what do you guys think? Popeyes or KFC? Let's have some fun with this chat room. I mean, what do you guys think?
I can't do KFC. It gave it to me one time. Like it destroyed my stomach.
Oh, either one extra crispy is okay, but we've got farms, so it's not even part of my. It's not even in my thought process.
Well, there you go.
Like I was going to say, the extra crispy KFC is pretty alright. But
you mind if I give my thoughts on this match quickly?
Sure, absolutely. This is what the show's about.
Tony Khan Jr.
Yeah.
So I watched a little bit of this. I catch mostly the ending. That power bomb from Raquel Gonzalez onto Io Shirai.
One job to watch AEW.
I watch both. Why not? I catch them both. I like to watch both shows. That power bomb that Raquel landed on Io under the table was painful. That looked painful. This put Raquel over like crazy. That's what they need to do. Put her over until you get to this main event on night one of Stand and Deliver. And I'm really excited to see this match. I'm hoping that Raquel wins.
Aww.
Like I said, she's a massive chick. Like I said, sometimes I be looking at her the way her shoulders are broad and stuff like that. I be like, yo, she's definitely need of a boob job because, like I said, she has a chest.
Radio edit.
She has the chest of a 10-year-old boy. What I'm doing? Yeah, I sure am.
What the heck is that? Is that a munchkin? yeah, sure is. Are you in Oz again?
I sure am. And but yeah, so like I said, the power bomb was a good spot, showed her strength or whatever. But like I said, man, sometimes I'll be wondering if her name was Raquel or Ricky. I don't know. But anyway,
no, it's Raquel. No, but she did. I mean, I thought. I mean, and then we could just move on to this quick segment because we're gonna get ready to do a commercial. But the match just did what it had to do. It made her look dominant, and it made it look like, oh, look, Io's really in trouble. I did want to talk about this segment real quick before we go into commercial. Then AEW, just showing the intensity of this rivalry between Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly. They show Kyle training at it looked like it was like Grace. Gym or something like that, where he's doing like some takedowns, not kung fu. What is he trains in?
MMA,
like
jiu-jitsu.
MMA. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, MMA. Thank you. And and he's training there. Adam Cole shows. Oh, Adam. I mean, I'm gonna have to say the whole freaking name, but Adam shows up. He says, "Kyle," and he comes in barging in, and Kyle sees him. Then they start having a fight, and then they're separated by a bunch of people. They're just trying to really up and trying to make sure how intense this rivalry is. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place, but it's just show the intensity of this rivalry and showing that it goes beyond the ring. Because even last week, Adam said, "I know where you go, I know where you train, I know where you eat," and which is very personal. It seemed like he's just always there. So we have this segment, and which leads us to another segment. But here's a
hold on before you go to commercial and all that. Can we just really say how fucking dumb it kind of was that they break them up because Adam Cole performed a rake of the eyes in the fucking MMA gym. Like, you could have hit him with a low blow, you could have kicked him, you could have did something, but they get separated off a rake to the eyes like they were in the middle of the square circle. That was horseshit. That was poppycock.
The horseshit is the worst. I agree.
That was some David fighting right there.
So that's one of the things. That's the only thing. Like, man, could like been as though they was in the MMJM and everything. Like, it could have been a way better little fight scene. Like, it was like almost like Raw Underground.
So what you're saying is you didn't like this version, and you rather have had the Snyder cut.
Yeah.
Okay,
definitely.
Copy. No, understood. Copy that. So with all that said, we're gonna take a break real quick and bring you the rest of this show. So, wait, boom, here's this.
Good morning, son.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
Put the gun down.
I know who you are.
Put the gun down!
Murder was the only way that everybody stayed in line.
Well, I guess there's limits to what money can buy. Not many.
Bigfoot! Could you back up a bit, Mr. Foot? You're out of focus.
Excuse me? Would you mind lending me your wife? Excuse me? For luck.
Time is on my side.
Wow.
To do with it.
That was a lot of stuff.
Listen to each other now.
Mine will be far, I think we're off beat here, Willie. But it's the first time ever you see eye to eye. Oh man, there we go.
We all got our 2-week notice.
2-week notice.
Oh boy.
Oh well.
Hey, this was fun, right? Hey, might as well. I mean, end up on a high note, right? Might as well end the show here because it ain't gonna get any higher than this, right?
Yeah, hit a high note. Hit that falsetto, boys. That was good. That was like the Icelandic music that they used when Wonder Woman was fighting.
Yeah, and the one that they played like 6 times.
Yeah, at least.
Oh man, we are so great. I mean, hey guys, thank you for watching this edition of Unpopular Review AEW NXT. Badguy Champ, That So Kaden, Steamin 1, and Evil Dose to Malachi. So you guys, we were talking NXT. You guys take over with the AEW side.
Yeah, we're really speeding up our pace on this show. We've gone 24 minutes and we've gone through one segment of both shows. So we're at our usual pace of a 3-hour show. All right, so we have Hangman Page facing off against Cesar Bellini. And this is my next head-scratcher moment because after the Luchasaurus debacle on Dark, or Dark Elevation, whichever show it was, Cesar Bellini should not be anywhere near primetime television. He's a big guy. He's got everything except skill. So he's got the swag. He's got the look. He can do moves. He just can't put things together. He should be at the Nightmare Factory or someplace else every day until he's ready. He shouldn't have been on TV. That said, this was mostly a squash. That's what it should have been. Page won easily. That's all I got to say about this match. Kick it to Kaden.
I mean, I listed this in my notes. This was a perfect match in terms of what it needed to be. It was about, I think, 2.5 minutes, I believe. He didn't botch, which was a very good thing. At least I didn't notice any botches, and I also wrote that down. And Hangman looked really good. This was a victory over a guy that was probably had 3-5 inches on him. So I thought it actually made Hangman look a lot stronger than he's looked in the last few weeks. This is the perfect match that he needed tonight.
Agree. This is perfect. And what happened next was we're at minute 33, and we are at our second suck it Kaden moment, because Lance Archer promo clearly directed at Sting and then echoed by Excalibur. That was very clear. He's going after Sting. So there we go.
I'll admit defeat on this one. Yeah, he's going after Sting. I don't want to see Sting get absolutely killed, but it looks like that's what we're getting soon.
Okay. Well, not much to talk about there. So the next segment is Brit Baker coming out to do a promo with Tony. She gets booed. So, hey, kudos to the AEW fans. I don't care if AEW put up giant boo signs to make sure it happened or if the fans were just smart. But the fear was, how do you keep her as a heel after that performance? People are going to cheer her and appreciate her. No, they booed her. They were supposed to boo her. I don't know if they sent her out at some point earlier and taped it to get the cheers out of the way. Whatever it was, either the fans were smart or AEW was smart or both. This was a good promo. Britt is solid. She's great on the mic. She was great on the mic before she was even good in the ring. She's now great at both. She called out Mick Foley about taking 20 years to be a hardcore legend. She didn't really need his thumbs up. She called out Tony Khan. And she sort of called out Randy Orton also by saying that the three most powerful words in pro, or three most powerful letters in pro wrestling are DMD, not RKO, DMD. So this was good. So Britt Baker, the beat goes on, continues to be one of the best women in the business.
Yeah, this promo by Britt was fantastic. She needs to be teaching the lessons on promos backstage, because this was fantastic. She's so good. I have yet to listen to her interview with Renee Paquette from this past weekend, but I do really want to listen to that as well. She's doing great work right now. I think she's going to be a star. Oral Sessions. I knew you were dragging the end of that after the suck at Kaden.
What? Huh? What? Huh?
Come
that'd
on.
be great if That So Kaden was on. If Suck at Kaden was on Oral Sessions with Renee Paquette. That'd be great. That took us to commercial. So I don't know if you want to kick it to NXT, or since we're going at light speed, if you want us to just keep going through a little bit.
Hold on. I want to say something about Britt Baker.
Sure.
What I got to say, hold on 1 second.
Hey, I want to say something. Hold on. I got to take it on the phone. Told you the check is in the mail. No, there's no Willie Beamin that lives here.
Elvis is going right after the executive consultant tonight, attacking Jade Cargill.
I know.
Well, wow, they're on the same side at the moment. You're telling your children what? I don't even know what that means.
I know. That's
right there. This is Adam Page's new nickname.
Here you go. Britt Baker is the classic WWF didn't know what to do with her. They had her doing the fucking robot and some other shit. And AEW, just let the rings off her. And, gave her, I guess, control of her character. And so she's really shining. I did catch that promo. I was actually really fucking proud of her. So with that being said, that's just shout out to AEW and Tony Khan for giving their wrestlers the creative control.
And you know what? I want to give a shout out to Chris Harris, because it reminds me of what happened with That So Kaden and UPR when he was with Chris and the other people, that basically he was robotic. He wasn't making sense. He sounded like a child. And Chris allowed himself to back off and work a little bit with some true professionals who helped massage Kaden to guide his intellect. And he's gotten so much smarter in 2 weeks. He's literally like the Britt Baker of UPR. He's so improved. And then that Kaden cut, he was right about everything. He even corrected me on some things that I missed. I'm so proud. It's so Chris is our Tony Khan, and he stepped back and let this happen. So kudos to Chris, and kudos, of course, to me and Badguy Jack for turning that golem, that lump of clay, That So Kaden into a beautiful, beautiful creature who's not only intelligent, but is going to kick the chicken shit heel David's ass, apparently upon David's 50th birthday.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, in about a little more than 5 minutes, I will be making my announcement about whether or not I will agree to the technician stipulation of a wrestling match instead of a boxing.
And I gotta sit here. I gotta hype this all up, man. I mean, honestly, look, another 5 minutes. We're gonna sit here and hear what Caden's gonna do. And I mean, you're watching this review. You're about to hear breaking news. Why not just sit here and wait and hear what the man, That So Kaden, what do you call him? Tony Khan Jr. Hear how he's going to. I'm not going to speak for him, but hear his response to that coward David, who's not on the A show, by the way, because this is the A show. That's why he's here. That's why he could have did this on Monday Night Raw. He didn't do it.
And David looks like somebody. David looks like somebody's lesbian auntie.
On Friday. Okay. Oh, no, sure. Go ahead. No, it's okay.
No, but I mean to cut you off, but David looks like somebody's lesbian auntie, the butch one. So I wouldn't be too scared of him anyway, Kaden.
Willie's on a roll tonight with the political correctness. So while Cat Williams is on a break, if anyone watched the Raw review show, I mean, David could barely get a sentence out. He's rattled. Clearly, Caden's in his head.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of vacant room there, but still.
I mean, hey, well, there you go. More space to bury it, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are not going to have guests on tonight. I'm not sure why that's scrolling. I finally got it off. It was up for some reason. I'm not really sure why that got clicked.
So we're going to sit here and talk about NXT here. There's a
AEW and their technical problems.
Yes, so we have this Devlin. He's talking. I guess he's going to have a match. Not even I guess. I'm sorry. I should be more clear. He's going to have a match with Kushida. He talks about the great amount of respect that he had for him, but he's going to sit here and prove his dominance. I honestly didn't care. I don't know enough. It's people. What's going on here? Oh, okay. Someone slipped up.
Kiss her.
I don't know what's happening here. There's a lot of shaking. So Devlin talks. He talks about this match and talks about, like I just said. So they're gonna have a match later on. So then we have Bronson Reed against L.A. Knight. Yeah, dummy. Right? That was his catchphrase. Dummy. Yeah. So
we talk at you.
There you go. Yeah, that was his.
And that's not an insult. That's just a fact of life. Yeah.
Yeah. So he comes out without the blue jacket, which was actually kind of.
Really? Is he falling and he can't get up?
I don't know. I hope he didn't. That's what Life Alert is for. But
actually, Elvis, that's your best post. That's your best comment of the year.
There you.
I was getting my. I was eating Popeyes earlier, and now I was eating getting my Taco Bell. Toquito Taco Bell.
What are you doing? Supersets of fast food? I mean,
I know, right? Like, wow.
Is this an eating filibuster?
I agree with you, Derek. Like, he just looks very weird. Like, his head looked like a cereal box. I don't know why, but it don't match his body. But yeah,
thing.
Huh?
I think it's a UK thing. Drake Maverick's got the same thing going on.
Yeah, but I mean, it's right proportion. But like, Devlin's really stand out. Like, take his head off, draw arms, and like,
hello, nice lady.
Hi.
Oh yeah, this is my daughter Brittany. This is my daughter Brittany. I mean, sorry, Destiny. I'm sorry, Destiny.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. I called her a mom name. My bad.
Cut away from this.
I called her a mom name. This is Destiny, guys.
Just stop right there. So Daphne, is that it?
Destiny.
Why'd you tell me my
Can you get all the way on doing the show right now?
This show
don't have no cash. I told you that. I'm on. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry. This is life of a dad. I apologize.
This is a much better show than ours.
Listen, honestly, if you've been watching UPR long enough, you know that we're just going to be going off the rails. That's what makes us so authentic, because you don't know what you're going to get. You might get people arguing. You might see a car chase. You just don't know. You should just sit here and watch us as we talk wrestling. You don't know what you're going to get. Because we're not good. I mean, there's all these other podcasts, but you should tune in.
What you gonna do when they come for
Come for you, bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do? Nobody there, no way.
And you're gonna get singing. Look at that.
Right.
I know this guy.
So where are we in the show?
Oh, I don't know. I'm in Queens.
We got 1 minute until Kaden responds to.
No, it's
we got 1 minute warning for the.
We got 20 seconds now because we got 20 seconds before he's about to respond.
Well, I'm gonna say something really quick on wrestling. One thing that one person that Brit Baker should teach how to do a promo is Christian, because he came back. He did a promo with Dasha. He was talking to Varsity Blondes and Dante Martin, interrupted by Kazarian. The whole thing was terrible. No Christopher Daniels. Who knows why? I thought they were a tag team. They couldn't lose.
Maybe
Kazarian asked Christian, when does the work part start? Which was a good line. He says next week, like not tonight, definitely not. So the match, the match apparently is set. Blah blah blah. You know, big deal. Oh, time to shut up.
Today we're supposed to get a response from you to Kaden's challenge, right?
This guy Kaden, thinks he's tough just because he puts out a challenge, and you know what? This is. I'm gonna respond to this challenge right now, actually. So when it comes to Kaden, I mean, I don't even know how to put this in words, but if we're gonna have this match, it's not gonna be on your terms. It's gonna be on mine. So this is not gonna be a boxing match. This is gonna be a wrestling match. That's right, you heard that correctly. Whenever this wrestling match is gonna be held, I don't know. That's up to me because, like I said, this is on my terms, not yours. But in terms of your challenge, make it a wrestling match, I accept.
David, technician, whatever you want to call yourself, whatever little fancy name you like to give, you're a little rat-ass weasel. You can't accept a boxing match because you don't want to get punched in your face. I mean, it's not really pretty, so I don't know why you want to protect it in the first place, but I guess you do. So, I know you've been training for a while in wrestling, so, I haven't, and that's why you challenged me to this match. Have it in your ring, under your circumstances. You know what? I'll do it. I'm not running from you like you're trying to run from me. You didn't think I'd accept your challenge. Well, guess what, bud? I have. I'm going to meet you in the ring. I'm going to whoop that ass.
Oh! Gotta get your popcorn off of that. Wow.
Well, very impressive. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, no terms of qualification, just straight up acceptance. That was man up time. There was no doubt there. What a stark difference. Professional versus amateur. Kaden, professional. David, the technician. No, not the technician. The chicken shit heel, amateur. That was impressive. Good show. Good show, old man. Good show.
And I want to big up the young boy because, like I said, he answered. If it was me, I wouldn't have answered it right away because we literally watched David get threatened for a year about a damn promo battle that he was scared to do against Devin. And so for you, Kaden, to accept it and accept it on his terms. Now we all know David be at Matt Riddle's house. We all know he be training for doing this little referee gig and everything. So he has more of a environment to, train.
Jack,
but I'll tell you this one thing.
This just in. I got some breaking news. I don't mean to interrupt, but I just heard from someone named Veronica Gira Sanderson that she said, "Go Kaden." That was.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Anyone know who that is? No?
That is David's mom.
Okay. Chris seemed to think it was important. I needed to say it on the air.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. Yes.
Even his own mom.
We've all known that his parents don't believe him. That's a fact. Everyone's known that for years.
Oh, they were Sanderson. I did put those together. Oh.
Mm. You learn something new every day.
Yeah.
So
why didn't Roderick Strong left him? Couldn't be a wrestler. And Dave was trying to fight me in a wrestling match? Oh boy.
Yeah. It's getting cold in here. So the Pinnacle, they're FTR face and Sean Spears facing the same Varsity Blondes and Dante Martin. At some point, the faces are going for a triple tope suicida, and Wardlow stands in their way to block them, which, by the way, was a cool drip move by him. But I really don't understand why the three of them stopped. They could have still gone. Happens all the time. But they did, so it was a dope move. Anyway, the Pinnacle wins pretty easily. Tony goes to the ring to do an interview with the Pinnacle, and basically the long and the short of it is we are family. We're not just a faction. FTR called out Proud and Powerful. MJF called out Jericho. He said that the only thing that you're gonna break is a chair that you sit on, so he's calling him fat. I don't remember. Yeah, it wasn't nice. And so that was that. They're all going to be dripping in gold because when you're at the Pinnacle, you're at the top. Good promo.
Yeah.
And you saw some targeting and squaring off, even though they made mention that FTR has a rematch for the tag team titles in their pockets from back when they lost originally, though. So I don't know why they're calling out. I mean, I know why they're calling out Santana and Ortiz, but they really should be calling out the Young Bucks if they want to keep purity, or they could call out both. I mean, they're FTR; they're the best, right?
Yeah.
But that was that. But now, normally I would turn it over. Actually, Kaden, why don't you give? You're on a roll tonight, but it's got to come back to me afterwards because after this, we know why.
Oh yeah, this match did exactly what it needed to. I felt like most of the matches tonight, a lot of segments tonight in general, they weren't the best, but they did what they needed to in general to continue the story for the most part. And this match did that. I thought it was a really good idea to give Spears the win since he hasn't had a win on Dynamite in probably 6 to 8 months. The last match I can remember him having in general on Dynamite would have been in August it was before Double or Nothing, I believe. So maybe a year since he's had a match on Dynamite. I can't recall the last time he did. But yeah, I mean, this did exactly what it needed to. It put the Pinnacle over a little bit, gave them a win, and the promo was pretty solid. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. So the reason why it has to come back to me is because, well, we've heard rumors and an innuendo that there's problems in Team Taz. So let's hear from Team Taz. So there they are. Team Taz all assembled. Taz in the middle, flanked on the his left by Hobbs and Cage. Cage, once again, is carrying the FTW belt. Of course, the belt that Taz created. On the other side, we've got Hook and Starks. And Taz says, hey, whatever you've been hearing, there's no problems. Cage is embarrassed by the whole thing. He apologized to all of us, and he personally apologized to Ricky Starks for calling him wrong. Everything is good here. You guys good? Hobbs, it's cool. Hook, I'm good. Starks, it's all good here. Cage, look, he sort of shakes his head, looks down, looks into the camera. He does another Benoit Forbidden Door slit and goes, who better? So once again, Taz clueless, not communicating with his team. Hashtag fire Taz. He's inept at everything.
I never get tired of that. I just never get tired of that.
And you probably never will have to.
No.
I think they're trying to make Taz like the Austin Aries of
what annoying?
Team Taz. You know how Austin Aries is, be acting all, but all dumbfounded and everything. What they call the who?
I thought you meant they're trying to make him a vegan.
Nah, just the fact that he was just so off key and off point of what the segment was going to, and so for him to say Cage this and then Cage be like, what?
He's the most consistent character in AEW. He has been consistently bad at his job.
Yeah, like he doesn't read the script at all.
Though he has a rival that's that's slowly making a name for him or herself along the same vein. But again, no spoilers. Should we continue with AEW to the commercial?
Yeah, let's get to this commercial.
Tell you what. Well, we are like over for the commercial, so let's play a commercial.
Okay.
I think I'm getting a call saying we should totally do a commercial. So let's do a commercial, and then you guys can take over.
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching this edition of Unpopular Review. while you're at it, why don't you give us a follow on these beautiful social media platforms known as Facebook and Twitter at Unpopular Review. But there's another one. Give us a follow on Instagram. We got funny pictures, we got updates, and we have things where we tell you everything that's going on. So why don't you give us a follow on Instagram at unpopular.review. And now, back to the show.
Yay. All right, folks. Well, sadly, Team Taz was the only segment that was not a head scratcher here, because another head scratcher, because who's getting prime time, promo time? QT Marshall. This is dumb. So his promo is, he's Cody's friend. He's tired of being called Cody's friend, and his wife is there, and he can never go home to her, even though she's there. Didn't he have a girlfriend like 6 weeks ago on AEW? Wasn't he involved with the bunny? Yet his wife is there in the we're not supposed to remember that. So
maybe she was cool with it.
Well, okay, if that's the case, mad respect, bro. So listen, if there's an exhibition challenge and he wants to have an exhibition match with Cody, so Cody comes out in his suit and tie and a sling, a whole drama thing, and he basically says to QT, listen, I accept the challenge. I'll even have Arn as the referee. Like, that's some sort of incentive. I guess Arn is neutral, not working for Cody. And he's like, I'm not going to hurt you. If I put the figure 4 on, I'm not going to keep it on. If I hook the crossroads on, I'm not going to put it on, which would be stupid. Why are you going to hook it on if you're not going to do it? So anyway, they shake hands, leave as friends, supposedly, but QT leaves separately. This was dumb, head scratcher, like we're not supposed to remember. He was with the bunny for months and months and months. Or apparently his wife doesn't watch the show.
Yeah.
Hold on, one last thing, another head scratcher. I guess the Penta feud with Cody is over?
I don't think the Penta feud is over because he was wearing the arm brace. So I don't think that's done just yet. But
coming soon, a suck at Kaden moment.
It could actually be over, and that was the broken arm that he gave him, and that was it. And that was the end of the feud. It's very possible. I would hate for that to be the ending. So that'd be a pretty crappy ending to a feud that lasted 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
It's very possible. I just hope it's not. But I agree with you. This is a head scratcher about why this story is even happening. I don't think anybody cares. I will say it was a good touch to have Cody taking off the headset to show that he is a VP and was backstage. I like that little layer. It's about the only thing I actually liked about this segment. The rest of it was pointless. I don't know why it needed to happen here. I get they've been building it on Dark. I don't care about Dark. Do not build a story on Dark and tell me to care when it's not been on my show. I don't care. I'm not watching it. I don't care about Dark. Go away. An excuse for a segment being crap and not explained, being on Dark, that's not an excuse. That's like, oh, it happened on Main Event, so we need to know about it on SmackDown or Raw. That's crap. But yeah,
I love your anger. I love your anger, kid. It reminded me of like that 2000 point where when Linkin Park was really growing, like becoming a thing. That you know who Linkin Park is, right?
I know who Linkin Park is.
Okay, thank God. Because I was starting to feel like I was in that bracket.
So it reminds me of like you and be less like me. I'm sorry,
I'm Linkin Park. Because I'm old, I remember Abraham Lincoln was mad. Get it? That's never mind.
I thought he was mad because he didn't use beard oil on his beard. I wanted to throw that out there. Yes. Yeah. That was a cheap plug to go check out the Patreon because you can learn how to have a nice beard like mine. Abraham Lincoln didn't have a nice beard. Thank you.
That is a nice beard.
Thank you. That's why you're the best manager in the world.
Let's move into NXT. I don't want to talk about QT Marshall anymore.
Okay.
I don't blame you. I don't think his wife wants to talk about him anymore. So sorry, QT. Who that? We have So I was talking about the Bronson Reed. I mean, he gets the win over LA Knight. I mean, I was actually really surprised about that because LA Knight is new. So I thought they would have kept him strong going into the next pay-per-view. But Bronson Reed beats him. I mean, it doesn't do anything to hurt his stock. I mean, I think if they keep this up, then you're concerned. But I don't know. We have to talk about Stand Deliver. And they're saying they're gonna have a MSK. They're gonna have a match because the tag team champions, they had to drop the titles because of Danny Burch. He's out with a legitimate injury. So at NXT Stand and Deliver, you're gonna have MSK, the grizzled young vets, everyone's favorite, and yeah. No,
I want to know
absolutely.
something about David. David loves the grizzled young vets. He lost it when they returned to NXT. The only person out there that did.
And then the whatever, I just call him Breaking Bad. The tag team
They didn't like men with beards.
Legado del Fantasma.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. So that match is going to be what Jeff is doing. Hey, Jeff, are you doing yoga?
Well, no, hey, Jeff,
I'm doing DD Thai yoga.
I heard of that.
The evil one thought we were going to get
If it was just MSK and Legado del Fantasma, I actually think it'd be a pretty interesting match. I think Grizzly Young Vets could make it interesting, but I feel like we've seen all of these three wrestle each other before, not in a triple threat, but we've all seen them in tag action.
Right, and the thing is with Grizzly Young Vets, they're just so bland. Like maybe it's because I don't watch NXT UK. Maybe that's what it is. But they just seem so bland. Like there's something because a lot of these guys from NXT UK, not all of them, because like someone like Rhea Ripley, she really shined. Not Finn. I know you're not a fan of. This ain't the next match, but Evil Dose. I know you're not a fan of Walter, but there's someone like Walter. He stands out. There's certain people in NXT UK that stands out, and some of these guys that they brought in, I just cannot get behind. I said maybe it's because I missed
Stands out until he takes off his long coat, and then you're like, put that freaking coat back on.
He looks like that oversized gym teacher who talks about his glory football.
He looks like a bottle of milk with a head on it. What are you talking about?
You know what's funny? There's this picture, and it's they were comparing him to like he looked like what's Rey Mysterio's son's name? Oh God, Dominic. Yeah, they look like Dominic, but they call him UK Dominic. So
he looks like Dominic after Dominic was in quarantine for a year and a half and ate and got Grubhub for all his meals.
See, honestly, I thought he was going to say after he just ate Rey Mysterio, but right, I get what you're saying. Like,
Willie just ate Rey Mysterio. What are you talking about?
Willie did it. Oh, my bad, dog. Like, damn. So we're not going to see him on SmackDown this Friday.
SML.
Yeah, he just.
And I'm the PC one. I forget my PC-ness. All right.
So then we have Karrion Kross against Oni Lorcan. I mean, I can. Oh, is this what it is? No, this wasn't the match. Okay, boom. Because there was a match where I had notes, and it was just very
A show.
We are the A show. Yes, we are the A show. But Karrion Kross kills Oni Lorcan. Oni Lorcan wants to get his revenge. He sat here and said, "Oh, you hurt my tag team partner." It reminded me of what was the show? My grandmother used to watch it. Young and the Restless. And Oni Lorcan was going to get his revenge. He said, "You hurt my tag team partner. Now I got to hurt you. Now I got to end you." I really think Oni Lorcan is good. He has an intensity to him. But Karrion Kross is doomsday. So every time he tried to – I heard someone and they wanted to say something. I just need a minute just to get this in here. So you have Karrion Kross. They give Oni enough offense. But it was a no doubt that – and if anyone sat here and thought, okay, boom. In an alternate timeline, there's a version of me that said, yeah, Oni maybe he could pull the win out. And then there's this version of me right now that said, Karrion, the only thing that would have made it better is if, like, after Karrion finished him, there was nothing but sparkles and blood on the floor after that, just to show the dominance on what Karrion could do. Because Karrion killed this dude. He hit the and he always does a good job with this. The backdrop that he does, I think they call it like, and I'm going to butcher the whole
Saito-plex.
Yeah,
Doomsday Saito.
Yeah, the Doomsday. I'm going to remember that now because it's Doomsday. And then instead of beating him with the choke,
I have a question for you. This timeline thing, is it an MCU timeline which actually factors into the plot and is actually integral into it and tied into 21 other movies, or is it like a DCU timeline where it's a dream?
So yeah, no, that alternate timeline one I was talking about, that was totally DCEU. Like he's gonna get it all wrong, and there's nothing connected to nothing. Nothing connected to nothing. So boom.
That's it. You get it.
No, absolutely, totally. I had a friend get upset at me when I was telling him my top three superhero movies, and he was upset I said Spider-Man 2. I was like, what? Like that was good, but whatever.
Derek, I assume that it's both you and the NXT titles do get a lot, but maybe it's someone else using your name.
Evil Dose makes us to be. Oh, he just wanted to be part of the Darker Order. You know what, Elvis?
I think that was a compliment.
Hey!
I'll take it.
Another 2-week warning.
Wow. Does that mean 4 weeks? 2 + 2 is 4? Yeah, that's the way I see it.
I can't help but believe that's David messing around with this.
David can't spell 2 weeks.
There we go.
You know when people talk about
I don't know who that is, but
when people talk about superhero movies and things like that, they forget the movie that saved the Marvel universe. They forgot the movie, and maybe because people didn't know, but Blade is what saved the Marvel franchise.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, speaking of Marvel movies, we got a Marvel movie review next Tuesday. The New Mutants review.
That's a movie?
It is a movie. It's not.
I thought it was toilet
fantastic,
tissue.
but
You guys gonna have a watch along party?
I don't even know. Oh yeah. Actually, right. I'm part of the UPRE, but I'm not. I don't think I'm gonna be on that show. But
Superior. I know you're watching. Are you gonna have a watch along party? I've never seen that movie.
They don't let me be a part of the UPR entertainment because I cuss too much.
Good luck. Good news, guys. We're up to 6 weeks.
Something I do know who's on the show is this Saturday we got episode 2 of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier coming out. You can catch myself, Badguy Jack, the new UPR champion, and the Mark, as we're going to discuss episode 2 of the Disney Plus show, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, episode 1, currently up on YouTube. Go check that out if you have not already.
So I just want to finish this before you guys get to do the AEW. But Karrion Kross kills Oney Lorcan. He talks about Finn. He talks about he talks his mess. Finn Balor comes out, and when Finn Balor comes out, you have Oney who's still on the ground, and I just feel bad for him because I'm just sitting there saying, "Man, this guy's just being treated like nothing." And I mean, they hype up their match for NXT Takeover, Stand and Deliver, which I believe they are. Because night 1, Io and Raquel is going to main event night 1, so it looked like they might main event in night 2. So it should be a really good match. I mean, Finn has been on. I've been saying it for the longest, but Finn is on a whole nother level right about now. So I think the match is going to be fun. Willie, you want to say anything before we let them take over?
Karrion Kross. I mean, I guess I really don't think he's this big monster that they try to make him. I hope Finn does not drop the title to him. I didn't know if the Lariat clothesline was his finisher or the little backdrop thing. So like I said, I guess his hype comes from Impact so I've never been a big fan of Karrion Kross. But I hope Finn doesn't drop the belt to him. I hope we really get the faction that Finn said he's about to start on WWE Espanol bump, and I'm ready to see how that goes.
So why don't you guys take over for AEW?
I'm going to give my thoughts on this segment real quickly, if you don't mind. You were talking about that Karrion Kross finisher. It was stolen from Will Ospreay, who's over in NJPW currently. It's that forearm smash to the back of the head. But I mean, this match, it built Karrion pretty well. I didn't really watch a lot of it. I did actually watch the promo over what was going on in AEW, which I believe was the Bucks match, the Trios match, which we're about to get into. And Finn teasing a little bit about the demon, where he talked about that he has demons, but once he learned to control it, that he became untouchable. So I don't know if that means that we might see the demon or if he's confirming that we're not going to. I know you've been saying we're not going to. I really want to see the demon. But I do think Karrion Kross should win the belt. I think it's time for Finn to go back up to Raw or SmackDown. It's his time. He's been down there for almost 2 years now. It was supposed to be, if you go look, it was supposed to be a 3-month stint in NXT where he was going to fight Johnny Gargano at TakeOver War Games 3, and then he was going to challenge Adam Cole. Once he lost to Cole, he would have gone back up. And it never happened. He's been a long-term stay there, and I think he needs to go back up.
No, and I mean, obviously, but my fear about that is I feel like with Finn being in NXT, I don't think it's a bad thing to be in NXT. Some people be like, well, you want to be called up to the main roster? And I'm like, no, I don't. You know why? Because they don't know what to do with great talent. Finn, I'm not going to say they totally misused him, but there was a lot of things that I felt like there was a lot of stuff that they I choked. I choked on something. Oh my goodness! But there's a lot of. I choked on a seed and whatnot.
Bad idea.
It was a bad idea. It was a bad idea by booking, or what they said by creative. Bad idea by creative. But there's times where they don't know what to do with a lot of these talent. Finn has been killing it, and you could say small fish or big fish in a small pond. He has been killing it. I think he has held, and not to discredit everybody else in NXT because there's a lot of great talent there, but he's held NXT together. And as the champion, I eventually you gotta lose it, but I would prefer him to stay in NXT. Willie, you wanted to say something?
I mean, I have to agree with you wholeheartedly. I do not want to see Finn back on the main roster on Raw or SmackDown, which he will get lost in the sauce like he did before. I mean, while he was up there, we went from Beamin being undefeated to him coming out, and this is no. And these are my views and my views alone. Does not represent the unpopular review brand at all. What I'm about to say. He went from being the champion to coming out with a fucking rainbow on his jacket, being the all inclusive, And I just didn't. I mean, I get it. It was probably LGBT month or something, and they rolled with it. But I think Finn is better in NXT. I think some talent shouldn't be brought up because they just don't know what to do with them. And then NXT to me is more like not the indie brand, but more of the smart fans brand, the ones who pays attention to the ones who can wrestle, who can put on a good quality match. And it's not all about just if you're some brute, if you're some big hulking guy, and now you deserve the belt. So I don't even want to see Adam Cole come up to the main roster. I'm telling you that now, I don't want to see because he's going to be relegated to a mid-carder. So I really don't want to see that with Finn. That was one of the reasons why I was scared of my guy. Your old guy, the Velveteen Dream coming up because his Arizona's character wouldn't have set well with the fans and the main fans. Now being as though we might have, still being a Thunderdome and fans not being in the arena for at least till about SummerSlam. Yeah. Oh, that's your.
Look how beautiful it is. And subscribe to that YouTube channel.
Yeah, but whatever she said, y'all do what she said. And so yeah, like I said, I really want to keep. I really want to see Finn, stay on NXT. I think he's more credible as just a talent on UXT than on the main roster. And that's like because that was the smartest thing they could have did by sending them back down to NXT, and not just having them just being worried on the main roster. Now, if he comes back up, I think I might want to see him go to SmackDown because SmackDown is like more of the wrestler show, and Monday Night Raw is more of the we want to see the big guy with the belt, the big muscle bound jock with the belt, and SmackDown is more, more. I ain't gonna say more. It's more new school, more catered to the fans who knows wrestling. Yeah, and so, So I really don't want him coming up. I really want to see an entrance from the Demon back in NXT, and maybe we'll get him lose to Killian Cross, and then in the rematch we get the Demon. Because since Demon been on the main roster, I believe he's undefeated, and we still didn't get the Demon versus the Fiend either. So, but that's neither here nor there. That's another show, another time. But Killian Cross, like I said, he looked strong like he was supposed to. He got the match, he got the victory, and time to pass it to you AEW guys.
I feel like I have to opine on Finn now. Normally being in NXT is worse than being on the main roster for one reason only. The contract pays less. Finn's contract wasn't changed, so there's no issue with him being in NXT. It's not a problem. He's getting the same money. Has he had great matches? Absolutely. Has he been a steadying force? Yeah, but he's been injured a couple times, once for a couple months. I mean, so he is, he's always risky and he's getting older. Has he been holding it down? I don't know. He hasn't won many segments in the ratings when he's in the main event. they lose to AEW. When he's in the main event against Adam Cole, loses to AEW by 200,000. When he's in the main event against Roderick Strong, loses to AEW by 220,000. When he's in the main event tagging with Karrion Kross against Orny and the other guy, Birch, they lose to AEW by 240,000. I mean, all I'm saying is that Finn is not a draw. I'm not sure that anyone is a draw in NXT necessarily, but he hasn't helped things at all. Neither did Charlotte, neither does Breezango. I'm not, neither did Kevin Owens when he did the KO shows. So I'm not putting on Finn.
The only one that did was Sasha. Sasha did actually boost the ratings, and she's the only one that did.
Yeah, that's probably a fair statement. So, enough about that part of it.
I have a question quickly for you guys.
Hold on. Sure. Everyone's been talking. So anyway, this thing about Finn was only supposed to be there for 3 months. No, Finn requested to go back to NXT. It was granted. About 2 months ago, it came out close to 2 years after a meeting saying it was only supposed to be 3 months. No, that's a made-up story that he made up to cover things. He asked to go to NXT. It was granted. This whole 3-month original story thing is bull. He wanted to be in NXT. He was very unhappy in the main roster. I agree. If he goes to the main roster, fine. It'll be fine. But he's not doing anything there. WWE main roster has made it very clear. The direction is clear. It is going to be the land of the giants again. They're not trying to compete with chaos. They're not trying to compete with the number of wrestlers. They're not trying to compete with match quality necessarily or long matches or anything like that. What they want their brand to be is the land of the giants, so that when you tune into WWE, you're seeing guys who are 250 to 350 pounds. And if you want to tune into AEW to see matches or ROH to see matches or whatever, that's fine. But you're going to be seeing people who are 174 pounds fighting against people who are 203 pounds. And they're banking on the people tune into wrestling, because they like comic books and they like seeing superheroes. That's the end of my Finn comments. We can go to the next match, which is the Young Bucks versus and Brandon Cutler. There was an original head scratcher. Why is Brandon Cutler on Dynamite? They did tie it into something, so it sort of made sense, but it was a reach. So I'm still going to give it a half a head scratch. Versus the Lucha Brothers and the newly signed Laredo Kid. 2 head scratchers here. Because,
did he sign?
Well, he was on the show, and yeah, and it's not been his only appearance. So anyway, Penta, apparently a face again when he's with his brother, even though he's been separated from the Death Triangle, and the Lucha Brothers is no more. It's Phoenix and Pac. Now, of course, we know in the real world, Pac has an ankle injury, so that probably explains it and probably explains why the Cody thing has been dropped. Why did they have to sign Laredo Kid? No idea. They have about 48 people exactly like the Laredo Kid, but I guess they wanted another luchador with another mask for synergy, and maybe these guys have worked together before in AAA or whatever the case is. Anyway, this match started off with great choreography, but zero contact, or when they made contact, almost no impact. Then we got a special confirmation from Tony Schiavone that Tony Khan had to confirm that the QT Marshall Cody exhibition match was on. Who knew? Who knew it was in doubt? Anyway, after this, aside from that head scratcher, when we came back, there was one more head scratcher because I think it was Excalibur, maybe it was JR, but one of them said, "This is Laredo Kid's first appearance in an AEW ring in over 2 years." Excuse me, what? AEW hasn't been around for 2 years, so maybe he meant over a year and a half, which is close enough.
It was late June 2019.
Yeah. I don't even think he was on the All In card, but All In is absolutely not an AEW property. So yeah, so over 2 years, no. Somebody had a stroke. And then there was another thing that's not a head scratcher. It's actually interesting. Why not? AEW basically took this time to announce that they're going to have a non-televised event April 9th at Daly's Place. So it's a house show, basically a house show. So it's the first wrestling house show of a major promotion in the U.S. in a long time. They didn't call it a house show. And they're, if you buy for the April 7th Dynamite and the April 9th show together, you get $40. We'll get you both shows. But anyway, so that's sort of interesting. So we're getting our first house show. After these head-scratching moments, the match actually got a lot better. The choreography remained good, but they were starting to be more impactful. At some point, I'm not sure who were the faces here, but the Young Bucks and Cutler hit an assisted indie taker And instead of trying to stop Phoenix, they watched him roll out of the ring slowly and decided to attack guys on the outside of the ring, which was ridiculous. Anyway, this was short-lived because Brandon Cutler ate the pin from the Laredo Kid.
Phoenix wasn't legal. That's why.
Well, I don't know that the ref knew that. Anyway, Laredo Kid wins with the Spanish Fly. And then at that point, Omega runs in, hits the Laredo Kid from behind with a microphone. Omega runs down the history, sort of about Laredo Kid and some stuff in MLW or AAA or whatever. And I don't know, I think Fighter Fest it was talking about, which is okay. I'm glad they had a memory. I guess Laredo Kid was the heel in that much. Anyway, we got the second family promo of the night, which was not a great thing. Omega's talking about how he made a choice. He chose you, meaning the Young Bucks. I chose you. I didn't choose to stay with the fans who love me, the promotion who love me. I didn't choose New York with the big money. I didn't even choose AEW. I chose you guys. Basically, he's going, where's the reciprocity? And I thought to myself, that's a fair question, you listless boobs, the Young Bucks. So Kenny Omega goes, you've got one more chance to show that you're with me. Come on, too sweet, bring it up. The Bucks rejected Omega, and Omega goes, we're done. He turns straight into the Lucha Brothers delivering double super kicks, and then Laredo Kid does something. So apparently Penta's still a face. Apparently they busted Kenny's lip. I don't know how bad it is. It was just a lip buster. If it was worse than that, he sold it like it was real, but it seemed like he was selling. Anyway, they took their one shot and left, and then the Good Brothers came out, not really for the rescue, but to assist Omega out. And that was actually, I would say, a successful segment. That doesn't bring us to commercial, but I think that it merits That So Kaden weighing in.
Yeah, so the Good Brothers thing I know was I caught a little bit of impact, not a lot. I saw the Good Brothers talking with Callis and Omega, and this was somewhat teased last night, where Callis and Omega are not happy with the Good Brothers because they lost the Impact Tag Team Championships to Finjuice. So they're kind of like teasing that a little bit, that this Bullet Club reunion is not going to last too long. This match, it's a very entertaining match. I liked that we had two trios matches tonight. Both felt very different. This was a spot match compared to the other one was more of a squash, sort of. It was really entertaining. Cutler was a good person at being there to kind of take the pin, and they did explain where Kenny was like, why did you choose Cutler over me? Really, guys? Like, and I kind of like that touch to it. And the promo was good. The segment was good. I said this, and this is a suck it evil dose, where I said for weeks that Penta did not turn heel. I said Penta never turned heel. I kept being told Penta turned heel. This proves not a heel. He's a face.
He absolutely turned heel. They turned him back because of the pack injury.
He never got turned heel. No, it was a heel move, but it did not turn him heel. That's
right.
Been proven in AEW.
He said, I'm going to rip that baby from your arms. You can't kiss your baby because that's what faces do. Listen, let me tell you why.
Super kicked Marvez and Tony Schiavone, and they were still faces. It can happen where they're doing heelish things, but they're still faces.
I would say the Bucks were faces. They were sort of all over the place. That's why I call them listless boobs, because you never know what they are. But let me tell you why Impact is not so happy with anything going on. Because you know how many people watched Impact last night? 120,000. That dropped 27,000 from the week before, and it is 34,000 less than their 2020 average. Not this average, their 2020 average. This is the lowest viewed Impact of the year. So this AEW relationship keeps doing nothing for either promotion. The only people it does something through are New Japan marks who every time they say Ibushi or Tanahashi on the air get a boner thinking that those guys are going to show up. Meanwhile, they say the Motor City Machine Guns. They talk about shades of Jeff Hardy or whatever. They say New York. Nobody notices they talk about all sorts of promotions because AEW, to their credit, recognizes that other promotions exist. But you know, that's it. I mean, 120,000. That's the worst this year. Ridiculous.
I'll admit, I had a bit of a Mark moment when they mentioned that one person ever kicked out of the One-Winged Angel, and it was not in AEW. I'm pretty sure that was Okada. So I was like, oh, God, they're teasing Okada. I was like, wait, I'm an idiot. They're not going to have Okada.
He's getting so smart.
There you go.
I mean, Meltzer said that Okada's coming, but he's not coming.
I just think they need to combine the Impact roster with the AEW roster, have them being able to, switch shows and curry shows, even to the point of where we can possibly get a meaningful reuniting of the young. I mean, not of the young bucks, but of the Bullet Club.
I mean, they're kind of doing that now.
But I mean, I want to see it when it means something. Like I really don't think it's gonna. I don't think it means something right now, being as though you see the Good Brothers on Dynamite sometimes, and Omega was on their pay per view or whatever. But they had some substance or something like we need a super kick countdown on both shows or something. That's what I felt like. And we need them on board of them in the ring. Just going too sweet. Cut off the click because the click started that. Had to throw salt on AEW, but the Bullet Club is not nothing but a pay homage to DX and NWO, the original members of NWO, should I say? The original.
True enough on that.
Plus the click.
The next segment was was for the executive consultant. It highlighted Jade Cargill, and she was doing exercises and cutting a promo. Jade Cargill.
No, I know who Jade is. The other person.
Jade is the most.
Jade Cargill hyphen Harris.
His seventh wife. Okay.
Today.
It was directed at Red Velvet. Then we have a commercial for Brandy, and something that Brandy's been working on, of course, because Brandy needs to be on TV. And basically, Mr. and Mrs. Miz is now a reality show, except it's Keeping Up with the Rhodeses or something like that. So Brandy and Cody are going to have a reality show like Mr. and Mrs. Miz, which is totally not scripted, even though you can tell it's completely scripted and they set up everything to be complete nonsense. But there it is. That takes us to commercial.
I'm sorry. I know this is the segment where you guys talk AEW, and I'm trying to sit here and be the cool, calm, collected guy. I saw that and I said, "What? Like, what are you talking about? This is totally not needed." And a lot of people on the internet are not a Cody Rhodes fan. I think he's decent in the ring. Some people think he's too over the top. His entrance. But then you have this show and you go, oh, this is not going to help the argument at all. This is not going to help the argument at all. Very much not needed. Cody, you don't need a reality show. You and Brandy, I don't need a reality show. Run this. Hold on, kid. Let me talk. I'm not David. You're not going to run over me like that. So, boom. That's right. I'm sorry. I'm kind of a little on fire right now, baby. I have some wine. I'm the UPR World Heavyweight Champion. Kaden, you do a great job. I'll mess with you. So, because I want him to cut off my segments when we do. What do we do on Saturdays? Winter Soldier and Falcon. I don't want him to cut me out of that. But, boom. That's right.
Like, share, subscribe.
But there's no reason for this reality show. I think it's just very extra pretentious and all that.
Does it come on TNT? Is it gonna come on TNT?
Yeah,
TBS.
We'll see.
TBS.
It's gonna come on TBS. Well, once again, he's using, I guess, not the slack. I mean, not slack, but the power or the cachet that his father had with TNT and TBS, as far as them being Turner broadcast networks. It's not going to be entertaining as Miz and Marie.
I guarantee you two things, too. One thing is one person loves Cody Rhodes on TV, and that's Cody Rhodes. Two, the executive producer is definitely Tony Khan.
And so that's why, like the Miz and Marie, that's organic. Like that's organically good reality TV.
I don't even watch that show, and I've heard people really praise on how authentic the show is.
I've only seen 3 episodes in the 3 seasons it's been on, and what I can say again is though Miz is an alumni of reality TV from his stint on Real World and things like that. He knows, he knows the challenge, even shit Tough Enough when he's on Tough Enough. He's familiar with the reality TV aspect and everything, but you genuinely see him and Marie's love for each other. Like that's something.
Absolutely.
Like, and I really don't think they're like if she was back as a talent, I don't even think their merge would still been lasting. Like I just don't. But to see them on TV with their parents and the kids, like you see their genuine love for each other, and I just really think Cody. And I know they love each other. Yeah, I know all that, but I don't think it's going to transfer well on TV. I really don't. Like even like Miz and Marie, like she wasn't on the Diva show. Like real for real. For them to use that as a catalyst to give them their own show, it was basically y'all really do love each other. Miz, you know how reality TV works, and we're gonna see how this thing works. And it manifested into such a great show. Not only is Miz great on the mic, he knows what to do when the cameras are rolling. Like one of the episodes I seen is when like they went back to like their old house that they sold or whatever, or they when they wanted to move from LA or whatever, and like to see both of them like literally climbing the gate, and then when the new owners of the house come out, like that shit was like it was just TV gold. It was TV gold, and even like when John Morrison, another episode I quoted when him and John Morrison got back together, and he was like, he has a goddamn 8-pack. And I look just like fucking the Keebler Elf or Pillsbury Doughboy. So I'm going on a diet. And like, you can see Marie, you can see Mom, and all that, just like really giving John all the props. Like, he has a sexy body and woo.
Right. So like, no, I was gonna say like, because Kane wanted to say something because I want him to get what he wanted to say and then move on, carry on to let you guys take over the AEW side. So why don't you take? I think you wanted to say something and then take over with AEW.
It's on us. It's on NXT.
It's NXT's time.
It's on NXT.
Oh, it's us? It's us?
Yeah.
Oh, I lost track of everything. So boom.
Yeah.
So I mean, a quick thing about Cody. I complain about him all the time being a little bit of an egomaniac and kind of booking himself to win too much. But I don't know if you can say that about the show. I mean, he's not the lead over at Turner. He's not a lead at Turner. He just runs Dynamite, and that's about it. I think the one thing that this shows is that Cody is a draw. I would guess that he was a draw over on that Go Big show that they did. I believe his segments are fairly some of the highest rated on AEW. I don't know why they would give him a show if it wasn't a draw. So I mean, you can always talk about his ego with him booking himself to win on AEW. I don't think the same can be said for this situation with the TV show.
All right.
I'm just waiting for them. I'm just waiting for him to get back in the title picture. I think that he'll never, being as though he lost that match, he'll never, put himself in the title picture. I'm just waiting for that.
You're waiting for him to be in the title picture. I'm waiting for him to hit a crossroad on someone and it just turned to dust. Like that's what I want to see.
Well, no, because sometimes you can tell if he likes the person that he's in the ring with. Sometimes by the way he hit the crossroads, because sometimes that shit looks like Randy Orton hit Kofi Kingston with the motherfucking RKO and was calling him stupid because he fucking moved up to where he almost broke his goddamn neck. So sometimes you see Cody, he plants a motherfucker right on the top of their head with that thing. And sometimes it looks like Stardust move. So
I get you. So I'm sorry because I wanted to get into these like 3 segments and then give it back to AEW. We have William Regal. He's in his office and he announced that next week there's going to be a battle royal for the North American title. So the rules is pretty much it's going to be 12-man battle royal. The last 6 will be in a gauntlet eliminator, and the winner of that gauntlet eliminator will face Johnny Gargano the following night. I did want to mention this little piece because I thought this was a really, really cool nugget. His office has brass knuckles. Like back in the day, he used to have this finisher, and it was called the Power of the Punch, which was literally just brass knuckles. Yes, brass knuckles. And I thought it was really cool because when I saw that, I said, "Oh, I remember when it was called the Power of the Punch." So I thought that was really cool. So then we have Evil Doe's favorite wrestler, Walter, goes against Drake Maverick. And, this is where I took notes. It was relatively quick. Drake Maverick started off the match. So the match started because the day before, Drake went up to Imperium and said, where's oh God, what's his point?
Killian.
Killian Dane, I forgot. Because everyone's gone. I just don't know. I don't remember these people's name. There's a lot of them. So Killian Dane, he says, where's Killian Dane? He has like a mop or a bat, and he's threatening Imperium. Walter comes out and said, you're not so tough now, are you? There's 3 of them. And and Maverick is maybe 5'2" on a good day. Like I just didn't get what Walter was trying to do here. So they show that little backstory on why this match is going to happen. Walter says, "I'll take care of him tomorrow."
Sounds like Drake Maverick has been watching AEW, and he morphed Sting and Darby Allin to one person himself.
Yeah, he fused. So you have this match, which is obviously you knew. Hey, look, spoiler. Walter wins. So my notes for this is,
we might, Charmaine. We might.
We have what'd she say?
She said that she hopes she has a WrestleMania view party at the bar.
Possibly, maybe. Boom. I might show up with the belt. I might show up with the 10 pounds. What is it? 10 pounds of gold. I'm just gonna call it the 12 pounds of gold because that sounds more fancier. But you have Walter. He power bombs. He after Maverick hits him with a few punches. Walter power bombs him. Hit him with a single leg crab. He taps. Match over. Ciampa comes out. And he said, "Look, man, when I said I was interested, I meant that." He pointed to the NXT UK belt. Apparently, he held this title for. I heard someone moan. Well, I understand.
Go on.
So we have apparently Walter's held this belt for 720 days. I could be off by a number, but apparently he's held this for over 700 days. He sits there and says, Ciampa throws out his challenge. Walter says no. Ciampa slaps him.
Nine.
Yes, he was screaming something like that. Boom. So he slaps him. Then he takes out Imperium or Walter's little like buddies. But then these guys start. Then the number games is too great. And then he gets chopped. And he said, "I'm going to see you at NXT Takeover." I don't know what night. They never announced it. So we're going to get. And I think that's going to be a fun match. I mean, Ciampa, not one of my favorites, but I think he can bring an intensity. Walter, I kind of yes.
Did Thatcher come out to help Ciampa?
No, Ciampa was. I mean, Thatcher was gone. Matter of fact, when Ciampa came out, he had a Thatcher shirt. So no, there was no. Oh God.
Well, Dane is missing, and so is Thatcher. Those are the two guys that Imperium sort of were making inroads into. So.
Hey, maybe they left him in the middle of the street.
I'm just saying that Imperium may grow by 2.
It is a quick correction that the match is on night 1.
And while you were hearing a commercial, that was me looking for the Big Show or the Go Big Show viewership. It's 696 and 692 for the last 2 weeks. I don't know if that's good or bad, but it's a lot less than it was. But that's not unusual for shows. Shows typically start bigger and get smaller. Despite what the fans told me in the first 2 or 3 months of its airing. But I think it started. I think its first week was like 1.1 million. Then it sort of dropped to 770,000. Sort of saying this. So it's steadily dropping, but it's not precipitous. For a late night slot on TBS, that's good.
Yeah. Well, that still might happen at Takeover, actually, but we don't know.
Yeah.
So can somebody tell me why Ciampa? Somebody tell me why Ciampa couldn't get somebody backstage at the barber or something to shave his head? Like Ciampa looks with that. Oh my God, he looks.
Yeah, the hair growing thing is like for me. I've always made the announcement. I said, "Hey, if my hairline goes any further back, I'm just gonna cut it all off and whatnot." So I don't know what's going on with Ciampa, but Ciampa is letting it. No, you got lovely hair. For those, you have lovely hair.
Ciampa headlines look like the executive assholes, Chris, with his misguided shape up and hairline.
No, some people's hairlines. You ever see? You know what a horseshoe look like? Some people's hairline look like that. That's not good.
It's the Stephen A. Smith thing. Like it's like just super crazy.
Oh, that's what it's called? I just thought it was called awful. But that's
I call it the Stephen A. Smith / executive asshole headline.
Nice.
So I wanna just get this segment in because I mean we are just all over the place, but we thank you guys for just bearing with us on this lovely show. So Pete Dunne has an announcement. He's one of the guys who's going to be in the Battle Royal next week. And I just wanted to announce this because Pete Dunne says, I made a challenge and no one stepped up and I think he said something over the lines of like, no one beat him. I was like, what are you talking about? Didn't you have a championship match and get pinned? What do you mean? So what? You have amnesia? You're too young for this. Hashtag fire Pete Dunne. No, I'm joking. No, Pete Dunne. But Pete Dunne says that, and I just thought it was like very wonky. I get it. He's trying to push his character over and make it like, put himself on a pedestal, but I just thought it was silly. And then there's this segment with Robert Stone. He runs into his an old friend. I think you guys know her. Her name is Mercedes Martinez. Jessi is apparently injured and said, "Hey, look, Aliyah don't have a partner. Can you just join us?" They give her a bag of money. She says, "Yeah, but you haven't paid." She wanted to make it clear that she wants the rest of the money after the match. So she was gonna have to get paid double. Robert Stone make it clear he has no more money. Robert Stone is having the worst day of his life. Hashtag I feel bad for Robert Stone. You asked. There was a segment that we were trying to create segments here because we're trying to make this show fun, and he was talking about Rising Star. I don't know if he's a rising star, but I just want to acknowledge Robert Stone. This guy, he sits here with losers. He's trying to build these people up, and they lose, and they lose, and they lose, and he continue to have faith. Like pretty much anybody who's ever managed the Knicks. He's doing the best he can. So I did want to acknowledge that this man has a lot of passion for losers. And I'm not saying I'm with you because I don't understand that because that's unrelatable. But Robert Stone, you are in my prayers. So with all that said, someone take over because I think I've done so much talking.
Sure. You want us to go to AEW or you want Willie to talk about NXT?
Willie, what do you want to do? Tell me what do you want to do?
Me, I think we should keep moving forward to go to AEW. So we go to Moxley and Kingston. Kingston says he's going to heal. Moxley says, I don't know the Young Bucks, and I'm thinking head scratcher moment again. Huh? You've been working with them for 18 months. He doesn't want any more Bullet Club drama, but obviously we're going to get more nonsense in tag matches, as I said, with Moxley and whoever. Probably looks like the Bucks against Omega and the Goof Brothers. Nyla comes out with Vicky, which I typed in real time. That means Nyla loses, versus Ty Conti with the Dark Order, who promptly leave. JR refers to Nyla and Vicky as the Vicious Vixens. JR basically calls Nyla fat and then corrects himself, saying that she uses her size well. He also buries the women's division by treating them differently than men by saying that the size difference, he thought that Ty Conti wouldn't stand a chance, although he would never say the same thing about Darby Allin and say, I don't know, Brian Cage or whatever. Ty Conti makes Lana crying faces a lot, but she does put on the DD tie for the win. Vicky plus Nyla equals losses for Nyla. Hashtag fire Vicky. I have documented this. When Vicky is gone, Nyla wins. When Vicky comes back, Nyla loses. It's very clear. We then have the heel beatdown. We have a rescue coming by Sheeta, who once again is in her only outfit, the white suit. So I'm going to call her White Suit Sheeta from now on, even though it's before Labor Day. So pre-Labor Day, White Suit Sheeta comes down with a kendo stick because that's the weapon of choice. So she does the rescue.
It's pre-Memorial Day.
Okay, pre-Memorial Day. That's right, Summer. You're correct. You are correct. It's after Labor Day, pre-Memorial Day. Correct. Attacked by the Bunny. Hardy and the Butcher and the Blade are watching on. Hardy announces that the tournament was a sham because the Bunny wasn't in it. His clients have been overlooked for too long, and that stops now, which was a fine place to stop, except it sounded like he was going to go on, and he didn't. He did stop, and that was a head-scratcher moment as well.
Yeah.
Then we went to Miro and Kip, and Miro made it clear that Kip, this is the match that you wanted. It was sort of like a dueling vignettes with Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor, Charles the Butler. Basically, they are going to have an arcade anarchy match next week on Dynamite. Scorpio Sky vignette. I haven't changed. You just haven't seen this side of me. Yes, we have. You've been a heel before. I'm underrated. So make sure you watch me next week on Dark Elevation against Mike Seidel. Yes, you heard me. Mike Seidel. So he's been underrated. This is his time. So watch him on Dark Elevation against Mike Seidel. I repeated that on purpose. Okay, Kaden. Back to you, because there were a whole lot of head-scratching moments there. And that takes us to commercial. So,
I mean, Ty Conti won. Good. I don't like Nyla. I've made it clear I'm not a fan of her work. I think she's a little sloppy. I'm gonna get hate for it probably by somebody. I don't like Nyla Rose, and I like Ty Conti. I don't think she's the best out there, but better than Nyla. This setup, I would guess a match between Bunny and Nyla versus Shida and Ty Conti for next week, I would guess, which I'm okay with. The Hardy promo, I think he was supposed to have more, but he maybe forgot because there was still an extra like 20 seconds of just staring for no reason. I did realize that was really weird. Like it just kept going with no one saying a single word for 15 seconds before they finally cut away.
Yeah, it was definitely a Shane McMahon, Matt Hardy's concussions are catching up with him moment.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, I don't.
I noticed the only wife that wasn't there was Rebby. She can't take it anymore. This was Bring Your Wife to Work week at AEW.
Yeah.
Should we go straight into the main event since we're running late, or do you want to kick it down?
Let's go ahead and get through this main event, and we can get NXT done quickly too.
Okay, Darby versus Silver for the TNT title. The Dark Order came out with John Silver. They managed to stay by ringside the entire time this match, not for Ty Conti. JR calls Darby wiry. I cannot look at John Silver and not think of Puck from Alpha Flight from the X-Men comics. I'm sorry, I just see Puck bouncing around. Try to unsee it if you know what I'm talking about. The Dark Order does not really involve themselves, though Alan Angels does push Silver out of the way and eats a suicide dive by Darby, which I thought was nice teamwork. Sting, I guess, took umbrage to that, and he came out with his back. The Dark Order, said, hey, and they backed away. At some point, John Silver used Anna Jay's submission as a tribute to her because she's injured. He also tried to do a tribute to Brody Lee with the big rig, but he failed. People will claim this elevated Silver. I disagree. I would say that this. I'm sure that Kaden and others will say this was a good match. They did a lot of good moves, much like Matt Sydal and Kenny Omega. Yeah, they did, but I don't really care. That's not what I want to see. This diminished Darby. Darby at some point did a coffin drop onto the Dark Order outside the ring. He missed half of them, but of course they all fell down anyway. Darby hit a code red. He retains the belt. Sting apparently doesn't get paid by the step because he barely moved. He helped Silver up to show that they're still all faces. They did a fist bump for respect. Hardy came out and attacked Darby Allin from behind. Then the rest of Team Hardy came out and attacked the Dark Order. So Hardy still dealing with the Dark Order. Suck it, Kaden. And that's how the show went off with Team Hardy and the Dark Order, 2 ratings killers.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm just really tired from the last few days. I'm exhausted, and that's where this main event kind of lost me. And I didn't love this. I thought it was a solid match, but I agree. Darby gave way too much to Silver here. Silver in control for most of this. I need to talk before I forget about this. Darby Allin post-match to the fans after the show went off air said that John Silver, I'm pretty sure John separated his shoulder. So it does look like John Silver has a separated shoulder from this match, which I did see when he went over the barricade. It definitely looked like he has a separated shoulder. So we'll get an update later on this to see if he does as well, which is the 3rd separated shoulder in about 6 months in wrestling. But I mean, this match was good. I wish it was on a pay-per-view. I wish John Silver had gotten some more singles wins. If Silver had more singles wins, this would have made sense, but they have not given Silver a singles win on Dynamite, I believe. Maybe one. But they haven't booked him to look super strong. Whenever they do have him win, he wins with Hangman, and Hangman does most of the work. And that's the issue I had here. I love John Silver. I think he's a great wrestler. I liked what they did in the match, but it goes back to my argument for the first match. Again, like you said with Kenny Omega and Matt Sydal, you can do as good as you want in a match, but it made no sense booking-wise. I agree. It brought Darby Allin down. People calling this an incredible match. It simply was not that. It was a little sloppy at times. And it had pretty crappy pacing. I thought it was paced terribly.
I'm really impressed with my boy. So I'm going to do my segment and then turn it over to NXT, and you can take it out because I'm getting tired as well. My segment is improve a bad storyline with one simple change. Nobody cares about QT Marshall and what's going on with the Nightmare family. It's ridiculous. QT Marshall shouldn't be on my TV that much. He shouldn't be the featured member of any story whatsoever. How do you improve that? Replace the story. You can go back to the origins of AEW. Dustin and Cody have had a checkered past as getting along, not getting along. You could make the real life issue with Dad's trademark a story. You could say, yeah, I agreed to let you do it so you could put me on TV, but you barely have put me on TV. I'm not in any important matches. You gave me one token match during COVID, and you told me I couldn't win. I'm tired of you. That would have been a story. That would have been interesting. Then the rest of the Nightmare family could be what they're supposed to be, backup players, and they could have a divided story, and you could have sort of an inner circle pinnacle kind of thing. Since they want to be New Japan, they could have another faction war, which would be fine. Or not. It could just be Dustin's an island unto himself, or maybe Leon Johnson, whose side is he going to be on, or who's QT going to be on? Whatever the case is, doesn't matter. The point is, insert Dustin for QT. All of a sudden, it takes a D story and makes it into a B, maybe an A story.
I'm going to go ahead and I'll do one as well. And this goes back to last week, and I think it actually continues into this week. Penta beating Cody. Have Penta go over Cody. And then tonight actually makes a lot more sense, where Penta helped take out Omega. That then sets up for Penta and Omega at Double or Nothing, which is the match that I actually said, I think 2 weeks ago, I said it would be Penta versus Omega at Double or Nothing.
Penta definitely should have won that match.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And Big Daddy Cool thinks that too. So because everything is we've dragged on so long, I'm just gonna do quick shots right here. We had Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart go against Aliyah and Mercedes. Obviously, the NXT Women Tag Team Champions remain. It looked like the storyline going further is going to be the Women's Champion against Candice LeRae and Indie Wrestling. We have Kushida and Devlin in the match. It was a competitive match. I think it was really I'm not even going to say really, really good. I just thought NXT was pretty basic. What the main event, I thought spiced it up a little bit, but I thought it was pretty basic. So Kushida has a match with Devlin. Good back and forth match. So I guess pretty much for anyone who's not familiar with Devlin, you got a chance to see his in-ring work. I'm not familiar with him completely. He seemed pretty solid. I know he's been trained by Finn Balor, so yep. he's pretty decent, but he just didn't do it for me. But Kushida, you have Escobar and his boys, or the Putties, whatever. These guys come out and they interfere, and Devlin gets the win over Kushida. Kushida gets mad because these guys distracted him in his match. So he pretty much kills Escobar's boys, take them all out, destroys them, turn them to dust, eat them. I don't know. He did something. They're no longer around. They're no longer with us. Yes, he just snapped his fingers and everyone was just gone, like just finished. So you see Escobar and Devlin, they're staring at each other, they're looking at each other, and they're trying to say, I'm the real NXT Cruiserweight Champion. No, I'm the real NXT Cruiserweight Champion. I'm trying to do my job here. So
I know you should just have the GIF that says with SpongeBob going, "No one cares. No one cares."
Yeah, with the rainbow, right? So I'm looking at this, and then Shawn Michaels come out with his cowboy hat. He comes out with his cowboy hat, and I love that. Because one of the announcers got really excited because it's almost like he didn't realize Shawn Michaels worked at NXT, and he just got excited. I guess he was really thrilled that, I didn't know you was going to be here. And I'm like, wait, don't you? Whatever. I don't know. Maybe jobs are different. So Shawn Michaels comes out. He puts out the ladder. So it looks like it's going to be a ladder match for the both Cruiserweight champions, which with 2 titles, it just Charmaine pointed out, like, I wanted to throw this out here. And no, I didn't, but now I am talking about it. So it looked like they're going to try to not necessarily recreate that match, but that's what I think of with 2 titles. Who's going to be the real undisputed Cruiserweight champion.
Do they have to pull down 2 titles or just 1?
Well, they never said, but I'm assuming it's going to be 2.
Both of them had 1.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I think they're going to
with Shawn Michaels bringing out the ladder, that's definitely a homage to him and Razor Ramon's ladder match for the Intercontinental belt that they had back in what is it, 94, 95, whatever.
It was 94. 94. WrestleMania 10 was 94.
I mean, they can make it a ladder match, and they can make it 2 belts, and I guess I would watch, but that's because I sort of have to. If I was a casual fan, I would still skip this match.
SummerSlam 95, right? They had 2 ladder matches. They had 2, but I think it's more WrestleMania. And I just want to get to this final segment, and then you could just put your final thoughts into everything, Will. I just wanted to sum it up all real quickly. So we got Adam Cole and Cal. They have William Regal. I love William Regal because one, he's from England, and England people I love that when they yell, they always seem upset. So I love that, and plus they seem like really cool people to drink with. So he made it clear he was very upset that Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly they brought the police into this. He said, he said, you're not gonna bring embarrassment to this company. I said, y'all hired someone who was burning people. Like, what are you talking about? But whatever, I digress. And so they have this contract signing. Adam Cole made it be clear. He said, he became a poet, and he said, Regal, was you ever born blind and then woke up and you was able to see? So he made it clear that one day he just acknowledged that I don't need Undisputed Era no more. He said he never needed them. And he said Kyle O'Reilly forgot the meaning of the Undisputed Era and said it was never about a brotherhood. It was almost pretty much strictly business. We were going to win all the championships. We were going to break all the rules. Kyle O'Reilly made it. He said the 3-4 years that they've been running amok, he said, I've become a better person. I've changed. You didn't. I acknowledge my wrongs, my faults. You had never changed. You're still an asshole. And said he sold his soul and then he won it back. So they're going to have a match they're going to co-main event at NXT Deliver. I believe it's night 2. I could be wrong, but I think it's night 2. So they're going to co-main event. I think it's going to be a great match. I never saw that Ring of Honor stuff. I saw like a clip, and it looked like they can actually really, really deliver, no pun intended. So I'm really excited about that. But I have been doing all this talking just to say NXT, I thought was a pretty basic show. Some highlights, some not highlights. Willie, before you take over, because I want you to finish everything off, I just want to say it was a basic show. And I just appreciate all you guys watching from all the foolishness that we have done and whatnot, because you guys, as long as you guys are entertained, that's what we do. So, Willie, please take over. Take over a UPR original.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained, people? That's what we do, man. Every time you tune in to the UPR shows, man, the hold on, what do you say? Unpopular Review Universe. We like to give y'all some things that are expected. We like to give y'all some things, that is coming. Whether it's me eating chicken or Taco Bell, or my kids coming in and not even interrupting, but my kids coming to be a part of the show because they don't be liking their dad attention everywhere else. NXT was like I said, it was kind of basic tonight. If I had to pick from the highlights of the show, I would give both of them the same amount of even killed it, even though AEW had their matches was a little bit better as far as going along with the storylines and bumps. Outside of that, it was I can't say a typical NXT because NXT normally be good, not in ratings wise because AEW's been kicking their butts. They've been going back and forth on Wednesdays against each other. Except for when NXT is doing like a specialty show like Halloween Havoc or something like that. One of my favorite rappers, my favorite rapper is Jay-Z, where he say men lie, women lie, numbers don't. So as far as Wednesday nights, AEW has been kicking NXT ass. But we got the start of the Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly I guess storyline we about to get for a while until I guess either NXT take over or both of them. and might go a little further than that. Has anybody noticed that we haven't seen the Velveteen Dream on TV lately?
I don't know. Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Who?
yeah.
Who?
I hope he's not touching on little kids or sending in there inappropriate pictures to more little kids. So that's why he's not been on TV.
I know what he's doing. He's trying to fix Rambling Rabbit. He's on Rambling Rabbit duty.
He just puts his head on his body.
He's getting all the little guts and putting the back in. And Friendship Frog also. He's trying to recreate Friendship Frog.
Oh no, I think we're never going to see him again. I think he's totally dead. Yeah, I think he's done. Yeah, I think he's done too.
And I hope Cody continues to.
So it's like the DCU, where there's a dream sequence and it means nothing.
Hey, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, with all that said, I'm just going to do a quick run through because, look, we kept you here long enough, and I appreciate, and not even just we all appreciate you guys being here. Monday night, you already know it. Big Daddy Cool, I believe it's Big Daddy Cool, and because there's going to be a shakeup. It's going to be a big shakeup. So, you know, there's a show Monday night after Raw.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Tuesday,
right? 2 weeks.
Yeah, there we go. Tuesdays is going to be an entertainment show. Tuesdays and Thursdays are entertainment. Wednesday, you get the A show right here because, you know what, not for nothing. And I know it irritates Chris because the Wednesday show got the champion. So we're the A show. I said Thursday. Friday is SmackDown.
Maybe not tonight we weren't.
Oh, we were totally. We were A+. Like you got to have faith in the product, brother. There we go. Friday night. There we go. Friday night. Kaden, I know you want to take over because I know you do double duty on Friday, but take over.
Yeah, so let me run through the shows again real quickly. So we got Monday night, the Raw Review show. On that show, you can also find the UPR Top 5 Wrestlers of the Week. We're getting those clipped out and put up on YouTube as well. So whenever they're posted, go check those out.
Please.
Tomorrow night, Tales from the Crypt, Demon Night. Of course, every Wednesday night.
Again. What's going on there?
Sting? Was that Sting?
There we go.
Hey, you know what? I think they need to do a movie
Carry on, Kaden.
on Queen of the Damned.
There you go. Kaden, take over. You're doing a great job, sir.
Look at Jay.
Of course, you're watching the AEW NXT results show. We're going to have a little bit of a shakeup of that in a few weeks. We will announce that when the time comes.
Saturday, Chris don't like fun.
I already talked Friday about a SmackDown results show, of course. I will not be on this week. I will be replaced by the Sheriff and, of course, the Executive Consultant. And then Saturdays, we got episode 2 this week of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And then next Tuesday, we got the New Mutants review.
I swear I thought that was toilet tissue. But whatever. But you know what? I don't know why. I just thought it was toilet tissue. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm a terrible. No, I'm a great champion.
You're
and
fire.
also too, we also got to listen to us. Evil Dose, please take over for this.
Hangover. Make sure, man, y'all subscribing to that podcast on YouTube, Apple Music. Apple or Spotify.
It is on Apple Music.
Y'all checking out the evil one. And y'all checking out Stephen Pena, man. Hammerlock Hangover, man. Great podcast, man. Great listening, man. Make sure y'all check that out.
No, it is a great listen.
You just said something about. You just said something about Deshaun Watson. We only know that's coming out because he requesting the trade, man. Don't nobody believe that hype, man. Because
who's going to trade for him now?
New movie in a decade. I can't wait to hit outcome reviews.
Hey, take it up with the entertainment division. Clearly, we are not about entertainment here.
Hey, if you want to watch a good entertainment review, you can check out Zack Snyder's Justice League, the Kaden cut, where, of course, That's So Kaden, and Evil Dose, where we really dissect Zack Snyder's Justice League instead of spending 2/3 of the review talking about Android versus Apple.
Ooh.
Evil Dose, why don't you give your Superman impression?
Ow, 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 ow. Oh, wait, that was too loud. Ow, ow, owie.
That is hilarious. And I think that's all we got, ladies and gentlemen. We reviewed wrestling. We had some singing. There's all these reviews. Look, if you just... don't be sorry. That's fine. There's so many other reviews. That's fine. You don't have to be into super. Listen, we review.
There's another one.
There we go.
I'm my own damn superhero.
There we go. Willie is a superhero. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Badguy Champ. That's So Kaden. Steamin, Willie, Beamin, Evo Dose the Malachi. We are the. I mean, throw them up, boys. You gotta throw it up. Throw up the. There we. No, the four. Kaden, what are you doing? Kaden, what are you doing? There we go. Either. There we go. Right there. So, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you. Have a great night. Hopefully, we entertain. Oh, well, I know we entertain you.
Shit, I'm only, aren't I?
Yeah, we're gonna head out. So, any final words? And we did great. So, with that all said,
have the little baby say good night for us all, and let's just be done.
Yeah, do that. Yeah. Don't. Willie, you're gonna be seasick.
Okay.
Do we got?
Thank you, Derek. Thank you, Derek, for putting up with us. I don't know what happened tonight.
All right. No, I'll take the. Yeah.
You're gonna do it. All right, do it. So.